what are some ways you can break into a group of people during night game without coming off as intrusive?
Yeah, so I'll start us off here. So people always say add value. You gotta add value their night, bring value to the group. What does it mean to add value if you actually break it down? What that means is you approach and you accept that the burden is on your shoulders to provide the fun, interesting conversation. That's it. That's what giving value actually means. You come in and you're not interviewing them, you're not expecting them to, provide the conversation. You come with a full cup, you have a fun, interesting vibe, a fun, interesting interaction. It could be just, yeah, chatting about anything, but you bring a fun, interesting conversation into their group about literally anything.
Yep, totally agree. And that's kind of the point of the opinion opener is to introduce a novel, point of discussion. A lot of people are standing around, they're catching up about work, they're doing whatever, and you come in with something different, something interesting to talk to. You're helping break the ice. There's a saying that everybody wants to be your friend, they're just waiting for the invitation. And I typically take that frame when I go out that everybody is my friend. I just haven't spoken to them yet. So I don't have an adversarial approach when I go out. I like to look at it as everybody is a potential connection, a potential friend. The family reunion frame, right? Everybody's either a family member or they're a friend of a family member. So I'm going to be pleasant and I'm going to add value to everyone. So I think the opinion opener is a good way to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I've
right,
got a
steps to steps.
infill video of me approaching like a tent set. Like they have their own table and everything like that. Like all the students were like scared. All right, just watch me. So it's not high production. It's like literally the student just starts filming me. And literally my opener was simply, cheers, neighbors, like that. And very importantly, you guys got to understand is you want to engage and charm the group, right? Not locking in on like the one particular girl that you might find attractive. Like you split eye contact. It's like the little karaoke ball, right? It's like you split, you talk, you're like, hey, my name is JT. And you give energy to the entire set. You don't ignore the guy, especially if there's a guy there, right? You befriend him, talk to everybody, and like throw in whatever kind of jokes, banter, if you can think fast enough, and you ingratiate yourself. So charm the group before you ever decide to go with the girl that you find attractive.
Yeah, I think if the guy's asking this question, um, you probably need experience in group dynamics outside of women or cold approach or however you want to describe it. So I think like if you're a guy that doesn't have much like social experience and then you're trying to dive into like a group dynamic, then maybe yeah, spend some more time around your boys, being the center of attention there, leading the group. Maybe spend some time in, I don't know if you at uni or work or college, or you could even attend like you can go to meetup groups and shit and just practice without like the pressure of like trying to hit on goals or being like so cold as going to a club. Just practice being the center of attention there. I think that's number one. Then, as you go in, yeah, the question framed, it kind of feels like, how do you like intrusively get into the group or some shit? Like, no, the women at clubs are fucking bored. People are bored during the day. They're not having fun most of the time, right? It's really not that difficult to be interesting, right? If you just go up there and literally you can just ask where they're from, okay? And women are going to be like, oh my God, what an amazing, exciting question. Or they're like, okay, this is a random guy here. Like some girls like trolling and shit like that or whatever it is. But at least like, it's not that difficult. The bar is set really low to actually be interesting. If you just have a good tonality, you're going to be sweet. My last point here is if it's a mix set, which half these groups are going to be, they're the easiest sets in the world to fucking open, okay? Because I guarantee you, I've never been rejected by a guy, okay? I've never gone up to a guy and be like, hey, bro, how's your night? And he's like, excuse me, this is it's not going to happen. He's not going to be like, I'm not interested or some shit, right? Like, you go up to a guy and you're just nice to him, well, fuck it, compliment him. Just be like, bro, you're killing it, man. How do you have like fucking 10 girls around you? It's like one of my favorite openers. I'll go up and be like, okay, hey, listen, I ignore the fucking girls. I'm like, bro, I need to ask you a question. He's like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, how do you have five girlfriends? And I just fucking ignore them. And now he has to give me logistics. He's like, no, this is my girlfriend, or we're just friends or some shit. And I'm like, I don't believe it, man. These girls look into you. Now, hey, this guy's not going to be fucking trying to get rid of you. If anything, he's like, let's keep this motherfucker around. He's talking me up. But in the girl's mind, they don't see it that way. They don't see you as some guy being like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. You're saying it very confidently. You're almost like patting him on the back. You're almost looking down to him in a way. The girls recognize that. They now, you enter this set, it's entertaining. The guy feels safe. The girls see you as above the guy. You're ignoring them, so they're going to chase. It's like the easiest sets in the fucking club to open, so don't be scared of them. Just go up, chat to the guy. You can start there. That would be my advice.
Compliment a dude on his watch. Guys are always going out with these fancy watches. Tell me he has a nice watch. Boom, you're in. I have taken another approach too, where I'm not the center of attention. There are times where I charge in and I'm the one giving value and I'm all of a sudden kind of taking over the group. But there's a more low key approach that I've taken as well, where I'll walk up to a group and just ask if they'll adopt me. I'll say, I'm orphaned. My friends left me. Will you adopt me? Right. And they usually look at you for a second, like they're not quite sure. And then I'll put my hands up and I'll say, look, if I'm not cool, tell me to fuck off at any point. I won't take it personally. What are we talking about here? Because usually they're talking about something. Well, we were just talking about our friend John and blah, blah, blah. So now I start listening to what they're talking about and I don't take the spotlight. I will just chill and I will demonstrate that I'm a laid back dude. I'm listening, I'm observant. Maybe I'll jump in and add a few bits to the conversation. And then little by little, again, I'm looking for IOIs. I'm looking for any of the women that are interested in me. If I think it's time to step up and share a story, crack a joke, I'll fill that space. But I don't always come in and try to hijack a set, right? Women are very sensitive to these dynamics. And, you know, sometimes you can come in and be the high value celebrity, right? Like if you're Leonardo DiCaprio and you walk into a group, you know, it doesn't matter what they were talking about. Their eyes are on Leo now. He owns the set, right? But when you're just some random dude, if you're not social proofed yet, if nobody knows who you are, sometimes it's good to sort of play it a little bit more chill and then demonstrate more personality incrementally. So there's not one way to do it. And this is another way that's maybe a little bit counter to a lot of the advice in the community, which is a more under the radar approach. Again, I just want them to feel comfortable with my presence. That's the most important thing, is that I'm not rejected within the first 2 minutes or 5 minutes.
All right.